What's up, YouTube world? It's your boy BClaw87 checking in, and I'm back to let you into my Robinhood stock market investment account. Now, if you're not already subscribed to the BClaw87 channel, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and I really hope you like the video. If you do, go ahead and drop me a thumbs up. But with that said, today's video, I'm going to talk about the 5 ways that I improved my life financially. And trust me, so can you. All it takes is just the right mindset, discipline, and being consistent with your day-to-day moves. So right now you can see the current balance of my Robinhood stock market investing account is $28,253. And over the past 3 months, my stock market investing account is up 13% or $3,386. And I owe this all to the 5 ways, again, that I decided I wanted to improve my life financially. But let's just go ahead and jump into them. Number 1, I decided I wanted to save $2,000 in my savings account and maintain a minimum of $500 in my checking account. So I just dedicated myself to making sure that I had at least $2,000 in my savings account and $500 minimum in my checking account. And then the reason for the $2,000 in my savings account was for emergency fund. That was my emergency fund, just in case if anything happened, if life decided to throw a curveball at me, I knew that I had $2,000 at least to save in my savings account. And then as far as $500 minimum in my checking account, that was just a little extra added cushion just in case if I needed to, just in case if I had perhaps a smaller emergency that came up. I didn't necessarily want to touch that $2,000 sitting in my savings. I maintained just $500 minimum in my checking account, again, just in case there was like a smaller emergency that appeared, or even just to make sure that I would never undergo any type of overdraft fees or anything like that, or anything regarding insufficient funds. So that's a grand total right there of $2,500 that I grabbed onto just for my emergency fund. $2,000 in my savings, $500 in my checking account. And like I said, when you have that type of cushion, like it really helps you. And like I said, if anything comes, like if your car breaks down, or say like if need to pay a little something extra, like to fix something at your house, or even you suffer like some type of loss of something, just at least if you have that $2,000 in your savings and $500 minimum in your checking account, just that'll definitely help you as a pretty good cushion. The next step that I did was I paid off all my credit cards. I had a Target credit card, Discover credit card, Chase credit cards. I had balances on all of them, but then I decided, after I have my $2,000 in my savings and my $500 in my checking account, any additional income, after I have had that set, all my additional income, I just threw it all into my credit cards. I paid off my Discover card, paid off my Target card, paid off, my Chase credit card, because those credit cards, as far as the interest rates, they really hit you. Another thing too, when you have those credit cards in your pocket, you're just always tempted to use them, especially like if you're out at a store or so, and you just think, okay, well, I'll just use my credit card and I'll just pay like the minimum balance or so next month, or even just, I'll pay like, I'll make a decent payment the following month. Trust me, that stuff adds up. So it's just best to just pay it all down, get them down to zero. And believe me, when you get those credit cards down to zero, that will then leave you to have additional income, or just access to money, on a monthly basis, because you no longer have credit card balances to hold on to. Third thing that I did to improve my life financially is I just changed my mindset. You want to change that consumer mindset. Unfortunately, right now, we do live in an era that everything is just buy, consume, consume. You're consuming, as far as, the latest technology devices, TVs, iPhones, video game sets. You're consuming new vehicles, luxury cars. You're consuming clothes. You're going out to eat all the time. Just spend, spend, spend. We're really in a spend day and age, and it's just getting really, really bad. And as far as in that consumer mindset, that can even go back to my step number two as far as the credit cards. That's like they're one and the same. When you have that consumer mindset, you're not only spending the money from your actual debit card or so, then that's how you can get into using up your credit cards as well. So you just really want to change that consumer mindset. Like, do you really need that brand new iPhone? Like, if your current iPhone is still working just fine, like, do you really need to get that new one? Another thing, regarding that television set, if you have like a decent, 42-inch flat screen TV at your home already, do you really need to upgrade to that 62-inch television? It's just, as far as that consumer mindset, it can really, really burn a hole in your pocket, and it can really, really just have you stuck in life, and you'll never like really be able to just provide a better living for yourself, your friends, and your family. So you just have to change that consumer mindset. Again, it's kind of like that notion of, you kind of want to live like no one wants to for the moment, just so in the future you can live like no one else can. So you definitely need to change that consumer mindset. Believe me, don't be fooled by the social media, by the television, the TV advertisements and commercials and things. Like, you just really want to change that consumer mindset of yours. Otherwise, like I said, it can really get you into trouble. And then as you get older, if your, as far as your money, your income gets lower, just going to be really mad at yourself that you just have a whole bunch of liabilities that just aren't helping, your life. And then, speaking of income, the fourth thing that I did to improve my life financially was just I increased my income, and that can come in a number of different ways. So, like, if you're working at a job and you're not necessarily happy with your wage, I mean, right now we're in the times of the great resignation. Look for something else. Long gone are the days where you have to stay on the job that you absolutely hate. Like, it's not an issue to, pursue some other things, especially pursue other opportunities that will pay you more and give you access to like a better way of life. And then, even if you are not able to find, like, as far as, leave your current job and find another job, right now we're also in the gig economy. You can find additional streams of income. Like, that's also really, really important. You cannot just rely on one source of income. So, look into Uber, look into, driving Lyft, look into, doing odd jobs, look into, writing blogs, look into, again, just getting a part-time job. Like, there's 24 hours in the day. Like, there's definitely other opportunities for you to look into increasing your income. Again, if you can't necessarily get a raise with your current job, you can look for some other opportunities. Again, the gig economy, like, there are a number of part-time other situations you can look into. As far as something on part-time that you can do maybe for like 5 hours a week or so, and earn an hourly wage with that. I know for myself, I have a 9 to 5 job, and that 9 to 5, I have a set schedule of as far as 9 in the morning to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. But what I did was, I have free Saturdays, I have free Sundays, and then, even as I mentioned, I'm off at 5 o'clock. I just started using, some of my weekends, my Saturdays and Sundays, to work at, again, some of the opportunities that are within my area. There's a sports arena that I live next to. I started working, some customer service shifts at that sports arena. I started working, Saturday evening events, and these events would probably be like 5 hours or so. So, I'll work that event for like 5 hours, and I'll get paid like $17 an hour plus tips as well. So that was just extra income for me, and it did, very well. Saturday events, Sunday events, again, if it's like 4 to 5 hours, so I'll get like $17 an hour plus additional tips. That was just extra money coming in because, again, we have 24 hours in a day, And, you just want to be able to explore all types of ways for, you to decrease as much money as you can. And then last but not least is I invest in the stock market consistently. That was the last piece on how I improved my life financially by investing in the stock market. And, I used my 9 to 5 wages as far as the additional income. Plus, as I mentioned, some of the money that I got from my part-time weekend jobs that I took on to invest that in the stock market as much as I can. And now we can just kind of go into the stock market as far as some of my holdings. And right now I have it set on my total return. So these numbers right here that you see, this is as far as my profits from these particular companies that I hold. So like Tesla, that's my extra income as far as like that's my gains. Apple, that's my gains. Microsoft, and so on and so on. As you can see, everything is green, everything is up, hundreds of dollars for these thousands of dollars as well. It's just the money is going up because I consistently invest in these companies. And then even right now, during a time where the market is being quite choppy, to say the least, where things are going up and things are going down. But if you're a long-term stock market investor and you just consistently buy into the market, whether the price of something is up or down, believe me, in a long run, it will definitely add up. Let's just go into Tesla, for example, because Tesla is my number one best performing stock. I have 8 shares. My average cost is $523. But right now, the total return, as you can see, it's up over $4,000. And that's just because I continue to invest in Tesla, whether it's up or whether it's down. I'll throw a couple $100 into it. Or if it goes really down, like for example, when it went down to touch like $800 or so about a month or two ago, I went ahead and I bought another 2 shares of Tesla because, you just always want to be looking out for as far as the deals when it comes to the stock market. And the best way to do it is, you don't necessarily always want to rely on time in the market, but when it does drop to a good price that you like, you should try to jump on as much as you can. But then even when it's going up, just continue to keep averaging into it. But, by having, my credit cards paid off and by, changing the mindset, no longer being a consumer and, increasing my income through my job and again, additional part-time job that I took on, I was able to invest more of the money into the stock market. So just, that's, how I decided to, as far as improve my life financially. Again, it was those 5 steps. Number 1 is I saved $2,000 in my savings account and $500 in my checking account. Number 2 was I paid off all my credit cards. Number 3 is I changed my mindset completely, when it comes to being a consumer. Number 4 was I increased my income. And again, I increased my income just by getting a side part-time job that I did on the weekends. And then the 5th and final way how I improve my life financially is just investing into the stock market consistently. And believe me, that is something that you definitely want to do. And then especially with inflation, how it is continuing to drop the value of the dollar, you need to be parking your money in assets that will grow over time for you and that you will have access to when you really, really need them. So that concludes today's video. I really hope you enjoyed it. Again, if you're not already subscribed to the BClar87 channel, go ahead and subscribe. And if you like this video, go ahead and hit that like button for me. Lastly, if you want to start investing in the stock market on your own, and I hope you do, click the link in the description box so you can download the Robinhood app and start investing. I'll also have a link for Webull. You can download the Webull app and you can start investing in the stock market. And if you want to get some cryptocurrency, I have a link for Coinbase. You can download that link and you can start buying Bitcoin, Ethereum, and even Shiba Inu if that's what you want to do. But I will have those links in the description box. So go ahead, click them, download them, and start purchasing some assets for yourself. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed this video again. Peace, everybody.